we'd expected a press conference by him earlier on in the evening at about 11:30 in the night local time, but we were told he was going to turn up and give us a little briefing, which would have been surprising, obviously, but he didn't turn up. He was a no-show, so we all kind of assumed that this was just spin on the part of the Gaddafi regime, that he really was in custody of the rebels, but they insisted that he wasn't. And then a few hours later, I think it was 1:30 in the morning here local time, so a couple of hours ago now, there's all this kerfuffle in the lobby of the hotel. I was woken up out of my room, ran downstairs, and everyone was pointing at this white armoured Land Cruiser outside, saying, "Safe, he's in there, he's in there." So I walked up to the Land Cruiser, I knocked on the door, because it was about to drive off. I knocked on the door, it opened up, and I said, "Safe, safe, I need to see you with my own eyes." And I leaned in, I turned on the light on the ceiling in the back seat of this Land Cruiser, and there he was. So I took a photograph of him. I asked him about where his father was. He said all of his family are in Tripoli. He then went on to say that, it was all a trick, the rebels coming into Tripoli, that we've now broken their backbone and we've given them a hard time. He then invited me to get into the car and to drive around Tripoli so he could prove how much it was under the government's control. But before I had a chance to do that, the door closed and he drove off. But it was quite incredible because, as we've been discussing, we all thought the rebels had reported. The ICC, the International Criminal Court in The Hague, had confirmed, we believed, that he was in the custody of the rebels, but he's not. He's free and he's driving around Tripoli. He is.
Yeah, it does raise into question the credibility of statements by the rebels, unquestionably. But what do you think is really going on here? How much can we believe? How much is spin from the rebels? Do you actually believe that either of these sons were ever in proper custody, or were we just spun a yarn here?
Yeah, it's difficult to say in this place, isn't it? Because one correspondent who's been here much longer than me said that, the thing is about Libya, the trouble is with reporting it is that kind of lying is the national sport. Obviously, it was a little tongue-in-cheek, but, the fact is both sides in this conflict have been, spinning us a line. Both sides have been exaggerating. Both sides have been telling us untruths. And it's been very difficult all along for the past 6 months. It's been very difficult sort of picking through that and trying to get to the truth, or as close to it as we can. And this was another, really vivid example of that, Piers.
Matthew Chance and Sarah Seidner, we're going to come back to you a bit later on, but thank you for now. Joining me now is Ibrahim Dabashi, who was Muammar Gaddafi's deputy ambassador to the UN and now works for the rebels. Also, Mahmoud Shamam, who's a spokesman for the National Transitional Council, who's on the phone from Tunisia. I suppose let me start with you first, Mr. Ambassador. You know Colonel Gaddafi well. He has vowed to die as a martyr at the end. What do you think is now happening in Tripoli? Do you think he's still there?
Well, I think the capital, Tripoli, is mostly under the control of the revolutionary forces. But certainly Gaddafi is there in Tripoli somewhere, hiding in underground shelters he built over the last decades. I think this is the safest place for him, so I don't expect him to leave Tripoli in any way.
But obviously there are mixed reports now coming out of Tripoli. Yesterday it appeared the rebels were surging to victory against Gaddafi, but we were also told they captured two of Muammar Gaddafi's sons. That now is clearly untrue. How much do you now believe from what the rebels are telling us?
Well, I think it is not completely untrue, because I think Muhammad Gaddafi was really in the hands of the opposition forces, and they gave him they guaranteed his security and his safety and left him at home, and then he escaped. Anyway, I think maybe there is something wrong with the security system of the opposition, certainly, but it is understandable in a city like Tripoli, a very large city with almost 2 million inhabitants, and with the opposition forces coming, many of them from the outside of the city. So mistakes can take place. But anyway, I am not sure whether Saif al-Islam was in the hands of the opposition or not. But Muhammad, certainly he was in their hands.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. I've actually got Reza Aslam here, who is an expert in all this. Reza, put this into some kind of context for us, because clearly disinformation, as one of the people said there, is part of life in Libya. It's very important for the credibility, I guess, of everyone involved here, that we can believe what we're being told by the rebels. What do you make of what's going on?
Well, obviously there is a lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation going on here. It's hard to know exactly who's got the upper hand, but I think there's one thing that we can be absolutely certain about. 6 months ago, Muammar Gaddafi controlled the entire country. Today, he controls a few scattered neighborhoods in Tripoli. So the end is near. Whether it happens in the next 24 hours or 48 hours or what have you, I think it's fairly clear at this moment that it's time to start thinking about what happens next. What's Libya going to look like post-Gaddafi?
Are we at that stage yet? Because I mean, it seems extraordinary to me and to most impartial observers that you could capture 2 of Gaddafi's sons as the Libyan rebel force and simply lose them.
I think Matthew Chance said it best. I mean, this is a country that, because it's been under the control of a single man for so many years, it's really taken on his personality. It is a paranoid country. It's a schizophrenic country in many ways, and you are going to have a hard time getting the truth. Now, I will say that the journalists in the Brixis Hotel are in a perfect position right now to sort of get through the cacophony and the noise and figure out exactly what's going on. So I think a lot of this is going to be cleared up in the immediate future.
But you feel we're at the end game now? Do you feel that Muammar Gaddafi's position is basically over and we're just watching the beginning of the end?
It's hard to imagine a scenario whereby the Gaddafi loyalists manage to actually regain control over Tripoli, let alone over the entire country. I think it's fairly clear at this point that this is the end for Gaddafi.
And once he goes, I mean, we've seen this issue in places like Egypt. It's all very well getting rid of these dictators, whatever you want to call them, after the long periods of time. The problem then is, what do you put in their place? What is going to happen in Libya to reassure the world